Hello, buddy, Daniel here, and welcome to my unboxing and review of the JoJo Super Action statue, Lisa from Battle Tendency. I am super duper excited about this. Finally, another Battle Tendency character to add to the shelf, because previously all I had was Caesar, and you might know, and I know a lot of you know that I talk a lot of I talk a lot of shit on this Caesar figure, but I actually recently decided to try and fix him. I put some kikis in his loose joints, and I actually was able to make some progress on him, so he's a little bit better now. So I like him a little bit more, but I just wanted to throw that out there. But I'm super duper excited about her. She's actually my Christmas present. My mom actually got her for me, so that's awesome, because as much as I love Lisa, if you've seen the series, you know Lisa's not the most important character, so she's not a character I really wanted to spend my own money on, so she's the perfect character to get as a Christmas present. Same with Jonathan. Actually, my dad got me Jonathan, and my mom got me Lisa, which I think is pretty darn awesome, but I am super duper excited about her. She looks awesome, and I do love the character, because obviously he's a JoJo character, but honestly, the figure looks really cool. I actually have seen a few reviews on her, and she looks really amazing, and I think she is actually a fairly recent figure. I do believe she came out actually fairly recently, like maybe only a year or two ago, so, well, this one actually just came out, but I think that there was a Wonderfest one originally, so I think she originally came out as a Wonderfest, and then they re-released her, so I guess she's not like 100% brand new, but she's still pretty darn new. So without further ado, let's jump into the review. So let's start off right. The packaging, we have a Joe's Bizarre Adventure, we have the Medicos logo, we have Lisa, we have Super Action statue right there, we have a nice picture of her on the side, we have a bunch of product shots right there, there's all of her accessories right there as well, the Approved by Shueisha sticker, there she is on the side right there, and I do believe that's everything. Let's go ahead and open her up. Let's see how this plastic feels. So this feels like the standard one. If you remember on Funny Valentine's review, his plastic actually felt a lot more high quality. So I check every single time now to see. So chances are this is before Funny Valentine was made. So, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you view that figure. But I really like it. So for me, it'd probably be a slightly bad thing. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be great. They're always great. Oh, wow, she looks so good, man. Oh, wow, they actually... Oh, she looks so freaking good. Okay, let me get all this plastic wrap off of her. Oh, baby, this figure is nice. Wow, they did an absolutely amazing job on Lisa right here. Oh, my goodness. So she is actually scaled down quite a bit from your usual Super Action statues. And to show that, I've brought in Gappy here. So you can see pretty scaled down. You can see the head is a lot smaller, and just overall the proportions are a lot smaller. And of course, she is a female, so her frame is a little bit more frail, a little skinnier. But also she just kind of feels like she's like scaled down a little bit, which I think is for the better, because if I bring in Caesar right here, this looks pretty much perfect to me. Like, not only the height, but also like the structure of their bodies. It looks absolutely perfect. Now, unfortunately, I don't have Joseph yet. That will definitely be one we need to get in the very near future to complete the part 2 gang right here, but overall, at the moment, I'm very, very impressed with Lisa right here. One of my favorite things right off the bat is these hinges on her scarf right here. They actually put these on little hinges right here, so you can have them flowing down normally, but then you can bring them up right here and like have them like blowing in the wind if you want to. So that is just absolutely awesome. But let's get in here on the sculpting. And as usual, Medicos knocks it out of the park. The head sculpt looks pretty much dead on. I don't know, towards the bottom of the face, it looks like it might have gotten a little bit, like, fattened up a little bit. Not to be like that, but I don't know, like, over here, it looks a little bit more chubby than the rest of it. Like, if you look at it from, like, this side, it looks pretty much perfect. But if you look at it from this side, I don't know, it still looks pretty good. Maybe it's just like a little trick on my eye that is playing, but it looks really, really, really good. The eyes look really good. The lips as well, the nice gold, the big old gold domes, earrings right there, amazing. The scarf is absolutely phenomenal. They knocked it out of the park when designing the scarf right there. The hair as well, it doesn't look like we have a ton of shading in the hair like a lot of Super Action statues, but it still looks really, really good. It's kind of a weird material, actually, the hair is made out of. It's not soft at all. It's a weird, like, it's totally unpliable at all. But I don't know, I guess it works. It's nice because it lets you move the scarf. So you have her hair sculpted like this so you can still move the scarf. You don't have to like worry about it like getting in the way of that at all. So pretty nice right there. And then moving down to her outfit right here, you can see they have decided to make her figure without her jacket on that she has in the first couple episodes when they go fight the Pillar Men right there. So her jacket's off right there, but it still looks really, really, really good. I actually really like this. Yeah, the little blue strips going around the chest area right there, the little black shirt in the back right there. It's kind of weird because right here it's like a dark blue, and then in the actual like in the bottom section of the torso it's kind of a straight black. You can kind of see it right there. You can see a little bit of a blue. Well, actually I think that's actually intentional. It looks like this entire section is supposed to be the dark blue, and then this is all black, but it does look really, really good. There's some gold picked out right here for this little loincloth section right here. Her weird ass pants, I did not notice how weird her pants are, but yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a nice little gold thing right there as well. Man, they did an amazing job with this figure. And then the legs right there, there's her high heels as well. I think this is one of like, this is definitely one of the like thinnest. This actually feels more like a Marvel Legends or something. Actually, no, it feels more like a Mafex figure. Like it's a lot more like slimmed down, a lot more refined, and it's really, really good. Like already I can tell you right off the bat, she's definitely better than Caesar, but she is very, very, very nice. And it's really good how they did this torso section right here. You have these little things. These are supposed to be connected, but, well, are they? Actually, maybe they're not supposed to be connected. But regardless, it's awesome because it fully allows you to get all the possibility that you want out of the arms right there as well. And I love that they didn't decide to make the scarf a floating piece. You can see the scarf is secured to the neck right there, which makes it super easy to, like, flare this out and pose it around like, wow, man. Absolutely phenomenal job, Medicos. All right, I know we kind of already did some comparisons, but let's do some more right here. So let's bring back in Caesar right there so you can see them together. And again, I think they look absolutely perfect together. So 2 members down, 1 to go. Well, I mean, we really need Stroheim as well. Unfortunately, I doubt we'll ever get Stroheim for obvious reasons, but man, I hope they change their mind. It would be really awesome to get Stroheim in here as well. But here she is again with Gappy right there as well, just so you can get a basic sense of how she scales. Why are you not standing up? You never give me any hard time. That's why you're my favorite figures, Gappy. And then here is Jonathan right here. Oh. Only problem with not having their stands is they don't want to stand up. But there she is also with Jonathan right there. And I'm actually pretty surprised to see that how tall Lisa is compared to Jonathan, because Jonathan is the biggest super action statue I have by far. And she actually gets about up to the neck right there. So that is pretty crazy. Because here she also is with Weather Reporter. And yeah. Just want to show you how she looks. I want you guys to get as much knowledge as you can about her scale right there. Because, again, she is a little bit... Her scale is a little bit different than most of the other super action statues. Like, she feels a little bit more shrunk down. And I will say that these high heels are really annoying to get her to stand on. But aside from that, so far, she is really, really good. And then so you can get a sense of how she scales with some other lines. Here she is with the Figma Denji, which she's actually a lot taller than, and the amazing Yamaguchi Kirishima right there as well. So you can see how she scales with some other lines. So yeah, the scale on this figure is interesting. Like, she feels smaller, but she's actually maybe one of the taller figures. But still, really freaking awesome. Let's get into the accessories now. And we'll start off as usual with our alternate screaming head sculpt that we always have to have with our JoJo Super Action statues right here. And on camera, I know this face looks a little bit off, but in person, well, actually, in person it also looks a little bit off. This is not a great face, actually. This particular screaming face is not too great, and I don't really know what it is about this that's wrong, but it just doesn't really look right. But that's fine, because in all honesty, I have no idea why you would display Lisa with a screaming face, like, unless you wanted to do some fun stuff with the cars, as with the Cars figure as well. But honestly, I don't know why you'd ever use this face. Lisa's a very chill, calm, and relaxed character, and I mean, why would you ever use this head sculpt when this head sculpt is an option? You already know I'm gonna be using this head sculpt pretty much 24/7. I mean, look at them freaking shades, man. That is Lisa. Like, I feel like the figure's almost incomplete unless you have this head sculpt on. So let's go ahead and pop this on right here, see how hard it is to switch out the head. Right now, it's pretty tough. Jesus Christ, yeah, that did take a little bit of effort right there. And let's see about getting the other one on. But it's fine because I can honestly say I'll probably never, ever, ever switch this head sculpt ever again. So let's just get it on. Yep, that is not going on easy. Whew. Whew, that was a tough one. And I will say, while doing that, this side of the hinge was actually starting to like flex outward. So that's not good, but this is never, ever, ever going to get replaced ever again. Like, this head sculpt is just too damn good. And again, I almost feel like the figure is incomplete without this particular head sculpt on. But yeah, that really completes the look, I think. Like, oh my goodness, that looks so much better with the shades on. Honestly, that just makes the head look way better. Like, the shades just, like, pretty much fixes everything about the head sculpt that looked, like, weird. Very, very, very nice. Man, she is really, really great. The only problem with her is she has a similar problem to the SH Figuarts Yor, where she has a really, really difficult time standing up. Now onto the hands. In the package, we of course have the fisted hands right there, which look a little bit different. Like they look a little bit less like fists and more of like this position. Kind of similar to Giorno's hands, but you don't get any other fisted hands, but the other hands you get are really cool. So let's start getting into them. So you get the fisted hands in the packaging, and then you get a pair of splayed out hands right here. You get a pair of relaxed hands, which you guys know how much I love that. Love me my relaxed hands. We get this hand right here, which I believe is to hold her sunglasses accessory. You get a pointing finger, which is always awesome. Love it when I get a pointing finger. And you get this awesome hand holding the Redstone of Asia right there. Now, I really wish they would have also included just a regular Redstone of Asia, because yes, this one came with Caesar right here, but I personally don't like the gold chain because in the anime it was silver, just like how it is in this handpiece right here. So I think of the Redstone of Asia as a silver chain with the redstone in the middle, like this, what you're seeing right here. So I really would have preferred if they could have made another one like this, but it's okay. We can just use this one and say it's like the manga colors or whatever, but this is really, really cool. And if you want to change the hands, it should just be a matter of just popping them off and popping on whichever hand you want to. So we can just take this and pop it on, went right on right there, and there you can have her holding up the Redstone of Asia right there, looking very, very cool. But I'm also going to go ahead and put on this hand right here, not that one, that's the pointing hand. We're going to put this hand on right here so we can go over her last accessory, which is, that's a little bit difficult to get on. There we go, not too bad actually. This extra pair of sunglasses right here that you can have her holding in this hand right here. I don't imagine this will be very easy though. Maybe you just want to like, yeah, just stick them right there. And like that, like that's, I mean, this looks weird obviously because this head sculpt has the sunglasses on, but this would be if you want to use one of the head sculpts that doesn't have the sunglasses on. Not a bad accessory, but I just definitely will never, ever, ever be displaying her without the sunglasses on. Like, I just don't feel like I'll ever have any desire to not have her with the sunglasses on. But still cool that they added that in. And that is it. Those are all the accessories you get. Now, on one hand, I think that the figure itself has a lot going on with it that merits it having less accessories. But on the other hand, I think it would have been really cool if they could have included some Hammond particle effects to put on her scarf. That would have been really awesome, and those are completely omitted from this, so you don't get any like battle pieces or anything with this figure. It is all just customization for her. And again, there's a lot going on with this figure. You have this extra piece right here in the torso. The whole torso is actually just very like weirdly sculpted, but like perfect. It's amazing. And then the scarf as well. They did a really amazing job on this, which I almost feel like the scarf like makes up for almost everything, because it's really, really, really well done the way that they have it sculpted, the way that you can pose it out like this and rotate it around. It's really, really, really amazing. So I do feel like the scarf does help it a lot, but it could have used a few little Hammond particle effects. That would have been pretty nice. It is a bit more of an expensive super action statue, so it would have been nice if they could have included maybe just some other thing. And as usual, of course, you get your display stand right there if you need it. Let's jump into the final thoughts. Actually, I do want to say we have a couple of extra stand pieces right here. So we have this one that looks like it's made, like you have like, yeah, it's like bent this way, goes a little bit straighter down and gives you some extra room on your stand right there. And then you get this one as well, which is like just straight L right there. So let's see here. Maybe we need these for her, so we'll just pop her on her stand real quick. This is a rather short super action statue review anyway. Oh, I see. It's because her hair is in the way. Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to get that in there because of her hair unless you put on one of these. We'll just put on the regular one right here. So you're just going to put that in there, and then you can put it straight up, and that will allow you to get it in under her hair and plug it into the plug right there. Actually, before we get into final thoughts here, I actually forgot to go over the articulation for her, so let's do that right now. So, as usual, you have your ball joint going into the skull with a hinge on the neck right there, so you get that right there. I actually think, nope, they did still put the ball joint in the base of the neck right there. It's just kind of covered up by the scarf right there, so, but it is there. The arms are a little bit hindered by the scarf right there, but not too much. You can still get them up quite a bit, and then you have some good movement right there. Almost some butterfly, but not quite 100%, but you could probably get some nice cross arm poses with her if you really try, although I'm having a hard time like articulating her arm properly. Let me see if I can figure that out. You might be able to get something to make something work right there, but I can't really get it. It looks like it might be like stuck on there, so I don't know that, but yeah. But yes, you do have a nice double joint right here at the elbow right there. Not full double jointed bend, but still quite a good amount right there. I think you'll be able to pull off any pose you'll really want to with that amount of movement. As usual, the standard thing for the hands, the little peg that goes into the swivel. So you got the side to side. You can change it if you want to go up and down. You have, of course, your ball joint right here at the midsection and your ball joint at the waist as well. So tons of posability in the waist. Then you have your leg movement. This thing does hinder her legs a little tiny bit, but you can like rotate that to the side to allow for a little bit more movement, but it still doesn't get like a full up. It's just a little bit hindered by the sculpting right here, but not a big deal. And you can move it back a little bit as well. And then moving down to her knees right here, it looks like you don't get full double jointed bend right here because her legs are a little bit thinner than the usual super action statue legs, so you only get about 90-degree at the legs right there, but I think that's okay. I think you'll be able to get her in just about any pose you'll want to with that, and these are really nice and tight, so that is really, really nice. And then, of course, you have your feet that can go up and down. They can swivel. You have your ankle pivot, and you have your toe joint right there, although that one's stuck. Let me see about this one. Yeah, the toe joint on her seems a little bit stuck, at least on my copy. But it is there. I mean, you could probably free it up if you wanted to. But yeah, there you have all of her posability. Okay, so final thoughts on Lisa. So, I'm actually a little bit more conflicted on her than most of my other super action statues. I actually think she does have a few issues, and I will say that this is definitely not a super action statue that I'd recommend be like one of your very first ones, because she doesn't really embody the great things about this line. Like, when I compare Lisa to Gappy right here, Gappy is like just so perfect at pretty much everything. Like, his quality, his articulation, his accessories, like pretty much everything about Gappy is just amazing. And this is like the perfect figure to really put through like the qualities of this line, why it's great, why it's worth collecting. This figure, on the other hand, she feels a lot more like a Mafex figure. Like, she feels more refined, but in a way, I actually think that might hurt her a little tiny bit. Some of her joints don't get as much movement as some other figures, and because she's a little bit more like skinny, a little bit more frilled down, she doesn't feel as satisfying to play with. I will say that as a figure of the character, like, I'm really happy that I got her for a present. I'm really happy that I got her and I didn't have to pay for her, because she does feel a little bit less worthwhile than a lot of other super action statues. But at the same time, I do think there is some very clear effort to make her worthwhile in that. The way that they did the scarf, I think, is amazing. I have nothing but good things to say about the way they did the scarf. It's so perfect that they didn't have it just floating there. It's so good that they glued it down so it doesn't move around or anything like that. And the joints right here are absolutely phenomenal. On the other hand, though, you don't get any Hammond effects for the scarf, so there's not a ton of battle poses you'll really be able to get her into. So yeah, this figure is only really going to be great if you already have Caesar and Joseph to go with her. Other than that, like, I don't feel like you would ever want to buy her before Caesar and Joseph. And then once you get to that point, it's like, there are so many amazing JoJo characters. Not to mention, as cool of a character as Lisa is, and technically she is an important character because of where she lands in the story. If you know, then you know. she's not the most she's not the most like JoJo character. When you think JoJo, you don't think of Lisa. You think of Jotaro, you think of Dio, you think of Star Platinum, you think of Rohan, maybe Kira. This is not one of the first characters that you think of. She's not in the show much. She doesn't even really do that much in the show. You could honestly be like, she's more of an accessory for the car super action statue than she is for this. I cannot wait to get the car super action statue so I can have her. You know if you know. But still, since I got her as a present, I'm super duper happy with her. But I would recommend, you might be able to wait for a sale on her, honestly. You might be able to wait for a sale on her because you don't get a lot of accessories. The figure itself, she's very difficult to stand up. You're probably going to need the stand on her. And she just feels a little bit less satisfying to play with than a lot of other super action statues. But with that being said, still pretty great as far as representation of the character. I think they did just about as good as they can. So great figure overall, but just not one of my first recommendations for the line, if that makes any sense. But with that being said, I will go ahead and hit the super action statue Lisa. I'm actually going to give her about an A-, I think. Maybe even a B+. Just not one of the very first ones you should go for. She is one you should have if you love part 2. Definitely get her. You won't be disappointed with her whatsoever. As far as a Lisa figure goes, like, you're looking at the figure right now through this video right now, and what you see, yeah, it's just about as good as what you're probably thinking it is. So I'm not trying to be like this figure's terrible, because it's not. It's pretty great. Just I am used to this line being pretty darn amazing, leaving me kind of speechless almost every time, and she does not have that same effect. So that's just what I'm trying to say here. But she's still great. So I'm gonna say A-. I think she deserves that grade. Yeah, she's great. She is great, just not as great as some of these other figures that I have reviewed. But with that being said, everybody, thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give me a like and subscribe for some more JoJo Super Action statue reviews in the future. And let me know your thoughts on the Super Action statue Lisa in the comment section down below. And with that being said, this is DK Guillotine, signing out.